Hello, hello, welcome back everyone. My name is Andrea, and today we get to talk about the downtown Seattle studios. So this video will feature 3 studios. We have Urban Yoga Spa, we have Mind Body Hum, and we have Mother Yoga. The reason I chose these 3 is because they are the main 3 in the downtown area. They are so wildly different and unique from one another. They really couldn't be more different from each other, which I think is great because then in the same general area you get to explore different types of studios and styles and atmospheres. So starting with the first is going to be Urban Yoga Spa. So this studio is a very short walk from the Westlake train station. It really is in the heart of downtown Seattle. It is very easy to get to if you're staying downtown or if you are taking transit. It's also really big. It has tons of space. There are 2 studios. The main studio, which is Studio A, is really large. It is extremely convenient in the sense that they have 5 showers. They have many lockers on the first floor and on the second floor. They also have a coffee shop attached to the studio, and they also have a spa. So the spa features massage, waxing, and mani-pedis, that type of thing. Coffee shop has little breakfast snacks. You can definitely get espresso, some juices. Going through the checklist, I would say that the vibe of this studio is more of a gym-like environment. It's definitely no frills, but it has all the essentials, definitely covers all the basics. Like I said, showers, tons of locker space. I believe they even have mat storage that you can do if you're a regular member there. And so this definitely checks off a lot of boxes for a lot of people. It's heated vinyasa and the room is really warm. So just, be aware, definitely recommend bringing a towel to have with you while you practice, and then if you plan to shower, a different towel to shower with after. So going back to the list, variety. So I only noticed one type of class on the schedule called Urban Yoga Flow. So I took that class and it was pretty much vinyasa heated. I did see one class on the schedule that is yin that they offer once a week. So not too much variety when it comes to types of classes. They did have several different teachers on the schedule, and they had at least 3 classes per day on the schedule. So we'll talk about teachers. I took Josh's class, and he was a great teacher. I felt like he knew what he was talking about. He was very inspiring, definitely kept me going even though the class was really hot and it was high energy. So that's always helpful to have a motivating teacher like that. And then welcomingness. I will say it is similar to the aesthetic, a gym vibe. So people seem to be kind of tuned into doing their own thing. But I will say some people seem to know each other and chit chat beginning and end of class. So to me, it was average as far as welcomingness goes. And then COVID. So right now there is no mask mandate in Seattle. And so across the board in all these 3 studios, no one was required to wear a mask. And also I will say this studio did not request a vaccine status. Moving on to the second studio, Mind Body Hum. So full disclosure, I actually teach at this studio. I don't want to come off as biased. I just want to make sure that you guys know that I teach there. And so I obviously have an extra fondness for this studio. I loved the studio before I started teaching there. It is such a beautiful space. It's right on the Seattle waterfront. I would say it's halfway between Pioneer Square Station and University Street Station. I would say either one you take, it probably would take close to 7-8 minutes to walk to the studio from that station. So yeah, definitely space is very bright, very well organized. If you're a Virgo like me, then you definitely will appreciate that every single prop has its perfect space. And everything just looks very well put together in the studio and very well thought out design-wise. Going down the list, the vibe, the ambiance, as I said, is very bright, very neat and clean and tidy. So definitely, if your mind is cluttered, it's nice to come into a space that is the opposite. So moving down the list to variety, I obviously, since I teach there, am very familiar with all the different types of classes that they teach here, but there are really a plethora of types of classes at this studio. In fact, there are are 2 separate yoga rooms in the studio. The first room that you'll see upon entry is the silent hum meditation room. And so this room is going to be for yin classes, restorative classes, sound baths, and meditations. They have all those types of yin restorative props. And then if you go further past the reception area on the right-hand side, there's going to be Humble Warrior Studio. And so that studio is where all the vinyasa takes place. That room also has blocks and straps and mats, of course, and they do also sell singing bowls in the lobby. So definitely lots of variety and lots of class times on the schedule too. There are really a wide variety of teachers and styles that each teacher exhibits. I have taken most teachers' classes here. Everyone has really a unique style to themselves, and that's what's really cool about this studio. And welcomingness, I can tell you from experience, we get all different types of students. We get a lot of travelers, of course, people who are visiting from out of town, and then we have like a close, tight-knit community of individuals who are regulars at the studio. And then, of course, COVID. So same thing, no mask mandate in Seattle right now. Also, they do not require a vaccine status or proof. Moving on to Mother Yoga. So this studio is going to be off of the International District Chinatown train station, and it is certainly a very unique studio. This studio is all in one reception room and yoga room together, and it's down a little alleyway, and it's a beautiful studio inside. It is very simplistic but beautiful in the sense that right when you walk in, there's these really tall windows that go up to the ceiling, and then there's beautiful plants everywhere upon entry. This is a unique studio also in the sense that they do not have a credit card machine. They do take Venmo or PayPal or cash. What's also really cool about this studio is they are by the community for the community. So what I mean by that is all of the tuition for yoga classes goes directly to the teacher teaching. And also it is a sliding scale. You know, yoga can be pretty expensive. The sliding scale is between $10 and $25. So anywhere in between there is appropriate for you to pay them according to what you feel you can contribute. So I certainly love the idea that all of the tuition for class goes directly to the teachers, and that the students have an opportunity to take class even if they can't afford maybe a $30 fee to get into class. And so Vibe, as I mentioned, it is tiny but mighty, and it is really beautiful. I would say this is a more traditional style yoga studio that I'm familiar with. Definitely had a beautiful Kali drawing on the wall, which I love. And the teacher and owner of the studio, Nancy, she plays the harmonium. As far as variety, they have 5 teachers on the schedule, and they offer about 3 classes a day, if not 3, I think 3 to 4 classes a day. And the variety is really varied. I love that they have an intermediate, an advanced, and a yoga basics class, so something for all different levels. And then they also have Spiritual Warrior on the weekends, which is mantra chant focused. So if you're into call and response, kirtan, I certainly recommend checking the studio out. Teachers, I took Nancy's class. She exhibits the type of teaching style that is a moving meditation, so she keeps a really fast pace. A really awesome teaching style. She's very connected with the students during class and really has a beautiful, vibrant personality. She's very powerful and full of energy and full of life. So I definitely recommend her as a teacher. And then as far as welcomingness, the great thing about a small space like this is you immediately meet the other students that are flowing next to you. Since there is no separation between reception and yoga room, you hear people walking in, saying their name, introducing themselves to the teacher, or maybe the teacher already knows them. As far as COVID, I didn't have to wear a mask because, again, not necessary right now in Seattle, and I did not need to present any COVID vaccine status. So that is my review of the 3 downtown yoga studios. Would love to see if you check them out, what your feedback is, what your thoughts are. Please leave a comment below if you are into either of these studios or you visited them before. Thank you so much for tuning in. The next video will be on the Belltown area of Seattle. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste. Please take care.